Today on a very special episode of Exposed After Dark, I have the pleasure of talking to reality royalty. I'm talking Big Brother, I'm talking The Amazing Race, I'm talking The Traitors, Celebrity Fear Factor, the list goes on and on. It is the one, the only, Rachel Reilly. How are you doing?
I'm so good. Wow, thank you for that introduction. That's incredible. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited. This season of Big Brother was insane. I feel like we have so much to dish about. Goodness.
100%.
Where do we start?
Well, let's start with this actual season, and then of course, will go into your life and other things as well. But I want to let you know that I am an avid Big Brother watcher. I watch the live feeds. I watch everything. I love seeing the whole story. So let me just paint you a picture. You were on television and you were killing it. Every single week, you were not being put on the block. The fandom, from my perspective of Reddit feeds, of watching Twitter, comments, everything, is Rachel Reilly. And the feeds go off and everybody's like, oh my gosh. And there's the rumor that it's going to be the hamster wheel of death. We hear the rumor. Ugh. And it is this Reddit thread, and I'm in this live thread, blah, blah, blah. We're waiting for the cameras to come back, but I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights. And I'm at Halloween Horror Nights, and I'm going through these mazes. I'm checking my phone every second to see when these live feeds are going to be back up. And all of a sudden, I look, and they're back up. And we are playing I Spy. We're trying to find Rachel Reilly in the house. We cannot find you. Literally, we see every single person except for you and Keanu. And we were like, oh my God, please, please, please. And then you were gone. I will tell you, that was the scariest part of Halloween Horror Nights, was you being eliminated or sacrificed, as they said.
Yes.
So I want to know from you, obviously, you've done interviews and you've talked about this moment, but I want to know, what was it like getting out of the house and seeing how big the fandom was in pushing for you and being like, I don't want to watch, I'm very mad, this is wrong, this is killing Big Brother. What was that reaction when you figured that out?
Wow, that was insane. I would have never expected that. I honestly, walking out, I was like, okay, well, Brendon will be there to meet with me to pump me up. He's going to support me. My friends will support me. But seeing the amount of fandom and Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, the press, everyone was behind me. It was I would have never expected that. And they actually posted an article yesterday and it had the most views from any article that Entertainment Weekly has posted. I was like, wow, by hundreds of thousands. It's over 300,000 right now of views. And that's just on Twitter. So I don't even know what their actual website has gotten, but that's just what you could see on Twitter, where they usually get 10,000, 20,000. It's 300,000. So I'm like, wow, this is a very intense topic of conversation.
Oh, it's beyond intense. You had BB alum coming out of the woodworks. You had people tweeting, going at it. And I want to tell you this. I was dying because your backyard fight bestie, Mr. Ragan Fox, ended up going on Instagram and he put the sweetest thing. And I literally was
I love Ragan.
He said, I'm in a fit of a cookie-induced rage. I once called Rachel Reilly a red-headed parrot from hell, but she's really the mythical phoenix, the storied bird that raises from the ash. I'm hoping against hope that some twist will yank her from the fires of her sacrifice, whatever sacrifice means this season, and let her properly finish her game. There's a reason so many of us, even at her once sworn enemies, have rooted for her during her return. At her core, Rachel is kind, forgiving, hilarious, and a lot of fun. But she also understands the assignment and knows how to light up a season. She brings so much joy and energy to the game. It blows my mind that in 8 weeks, nobody put up a former winner on the block. That achievement shows how much she's evolved as a person and a social gamer. What do you take from that?
I honestly, I read that and I was like, Ragan, he's so sweet. And that did bring a tear to my eye because it's so like, Reagan and I, we had that big blow up and then we became besties. And it's kind of does show that like Big Brother is a crazy like game, but like just the fact of the matter is like, yes, I did play my best game this season that I've ever played on Big Brother. And I'm so disappointed that I was taken out in this like elimination twist where I never had a chance to fight for safety or a vote. And the thing is, I was like, I wonder if there was a vote and it was like, you go straight to a vote. You lose, you go to a vote. I don't think I would have gotten voted out.
Yeah.
If it was like, you lose, you go to like another competition, whatever it is, like, I think that I would have been able to save myself or someone might have saved me. I had 2 people in there saying they would use a veto on me for, 100%. Plus Morgan after the fact said she would have used a veto on me. So I think that the elimination was such a shocker. It's going to go down in Big Brother's Hall of Infamous Twists as probably one of the, in my opinion, not the best twist they've ever done. But expect the unexpected, as they say. And it's such a crazy twist, but I guess it is iconic that I went out never being evicted, never being voted out, never being on the block. And this was truly the best, Big Brother game I have ever played. In my 3 years of playing. I think it was the best competition show game I've ever played. And I really think I would have been in those final 2 chairs. And I am disappointed. But you know what? That means my story's not over, right? That means I have to go on something else.
Exactly. And see, that's the great thing. It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever watched Drag Race, but when a queen is voted out or gets out of Drag Race and the fans are mad about it, it's better to be robbed than to not be robbed. And you were robbed of having your moment, which gives you every opportunity and every show to be able to come back on, and the fans are going to be beyond excited.
Yay! I hope so.
You mentioned the Entertainment Weekly article, and I do want to read a quote from it because I have an opinion, and I want to know yours.
Okay.
So, Rich and Allison Grodner were basically talking about the whole twist. They are mentioning, the fandom was going crazy about it, but they kind of defended it. But the defense I thought was interesting. Rich said, so when we looked at this, we're like, the initial challenge is kind of like an HOH. You can save yourself, but then you start the chain. And if you get sent to the hamster wheel, it's kind of like a veto where you have the opportunity to save yourself. Now, the big difference is instead of saving yourself with the vote after, you have to save yourself with the vote before. So you have to strategically and socially figure out how you're going to play to determine whether you're going into the wheel with enough time or whether you're going to avoid going into the wheel. So the social and strategic element precedes it versus happening. You still have 2 chances to save yourself. And if you had a social strategic component, it's just a different order. So in my mind, it's different, it's dramatic, but also it's the same rules. I don't agree with that. I will say 100%. I do not think that you were given a veto or an HOH. It doesn't compare.
No, and not only that, but this season they had HOH, then they had a veto, then they had a blockbuster, and then they had a vote. So it was like, I do think it goes against the spirit of the game, and it's very disappointing. I think it was amazing in Reindeer Games, and I know that was such a, crazy comp in Reindeer Games, but Reindeer Games is a 10-day, competition show where the contestants were going home every night into a hotel. This is Big Brother on day 60. We've had, relationships forming. We had so many different, just alliances, final 2s, like different stories, and socially and strategically, like just kind of, working your way through the season. So for me, yes, it was obviously disappointing. I do know, expect the unexpected. It's a twist. But I think that going out that way, like, I do agree. I think my story's not over. I wish it would have played out on this season in whatever way that meant. I would have never expected to go in Big Brother and have going on for the 3rd time, being a legend, playing the game I played. I won an HOH. I had an iconic HOH. I got out a big target. I had a great relationship with the rest of the house, you know, a big alliance, and just playing a great game. And then to go out on this like elimination hamster wheel of death is just so crazy. But you know, what are you going to do?
it honestly was crazy. And I feel like if I were to play a game like that, and if I were to get out in something similar to what you did, every thought in my mind would have just wanted to walk off and not go to the jury house. Did that ever happen? Were you freaking out? Because you had said, like, you know, you have your kids back home, you know, you have Brendon back home, you have these babies, and you're going to have to be waiting another month in this jury house. Did it ever cross your mind, or were you ever like, I just want to go back home?
I mean, obviously, like, I gave up so much to be on Big Brother this season. I have 2 children, young children. I have a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old. I missed my daughter's first day of 4th grade. I missed my wedding anniversary. Like, my husband and I's 13th wedding anniversary. So absolutely, I mean, I was so disappointed to have to go to the jury house. But I mean, not going to jury was never something I really legitimately considered, because, you know, there's like hundreds of people that are working on this show. And to me, I would never make that decision. Obviously, like, you know, you think, well, I'm done. I don't want to do it. But like, in all of reality, like, never. There's, you know, millions of dollars of production and all the people's jobs, and I love the show, and I understand that they need a jury, and the jury needs to be, you know, sequestered, and the importance of that. So for me, I was like, that wouldn't really ever cross my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I did give up a lot to come on the show this season.
Well, let's move past this hamster wheel of death, and let's talk about...
Hamster wheel of death. We're done.
We're done. That hamster wheel is dead.
We're done. It's dead. I hope they don't bring it back. They're like, oh, we're going to bring it back. I hope they do not. Like, for anyone's sake, just, it's not... And if they do, let's do it week 1. Let's do it between week 1 and week 2, or just sometime in week 1. It's just not a thing that should be ever done day 60 and disrupt that because Big Brother is a social game at its core. It's a social and strategic game. This isn't the challenge. This isn't, you know, it's not the reindeer games. It is a social strategic game that we live in for 80 days. And that's, you know, I think that I love twists in the show, but let's keep the game part, you know, keep it at the spirit of the game.
And even though you were eliminated, watching the live feeds after that, the house guests were all very taken aback. And a lot of them, even like Ashley, and I believe it was Keanu as well, had mentioned, you know, what's the point now? Like, if people can get eliminated, why do I need to go and try to save my ass on the block if I could potentially be taken out by the mastermind as well? Which a lot of people thought you were the mastermind. Did you know that?
I know. I did see that. Yeah. Brendon was like, everyone's like saying that you're the mastermind, or was saying that you were the mastermind. And I was like, yeah, I wish. Like, I wish that was the whole thing. But do it, even if that was the twist, like doing that to those house guests, that would have been so crazy. Like, I heard that they were just all so torn up. And it's hard, because also I was such a big part in so many of their alliances as well. So me going home like that does actually disrupt their game as well. So it's not just my game that suffered. It was a big factor in, you know, in Keanu's game, or in Ashley's game, although Ashley went on to win. So I'm very happy about that. But it is a big factor in the other house guest game as well. Yeah.
And in an interview shortly after your elimination, you said, I hope people enjoyed watching my game and watching me evolve. How do you feel after you got out and seeing the reaction? Do you still think, also, you mentioned that you think that you had the best game out of everybody in the house. Do you think you had the best game out of everybody in the house now that the season's over?
I honestly do. I thought that my game was amazing. And I have to say, like, I played a very great social game. I played a great strategic game. I think that I saw Morgan's game, and it was amazing. But up to the jury point, we didn't see Morgan winning a lot of competitions. So I'm basing my game off of the game that I played until I was eliminated.
Yeah.
And the game that I played until I was eliminated, I won that HOH when I needed to. And when I didn't need to win, I was able to stay in the game because I had great relationships and I was working strategically. And I was a big decision maker in a lot of the evictions and a lot of the people that were going up on the block. And I think I did play a great game. I do think my game evolved so much from season 12 and 13, where I really relied on Brendon. I relied on competition wins. And this season I relied on what Big Brother is, a social, strategic, and competitive game. I won a competition when I needed to. And that's what Big Brother is. Going into from, week 5 to week 6, I knew my allies were targeting me. I had to win the HOH, and that's what I did. And then after that, Vince, in the judges, we formed the judges. Vince won, so I knew I was safe. Then Keanu wins after he promises to keep me off the block. So I knew that I was safe that week. So really, truly, I do think I played one of the best games that I've ever played. And I do think I was one of the best gamers in that house, if not the best.
Well, speaking of things that you also were the best at in the house, let's talk about you cooking in the house. Because
thank you.
The funny part was there was the whole scene where you cooked Keanu the amazing lasagna. So I want to know, one, what was your main dishes that everybody liked? And I want to know, two, did you go into the house? Were you prepped with recipes on hand, like in your brain? Like, how did you come up with like what to cook?
Okay, that's a great question, because I was on Worst Cooks of America in January. So, yeah. So I always would joke about that, because I would listen, I was literally on Celebrity Worst Cooks of America and just learning the recipes from these celebrity chefs. I never will forget. This is how I figured it this season, okay? The newbies get to learn from a Big Brother professional. And when I was on Worst Cooks of America, I learned from celebrity chefs. So I took everything that those celebrity chefs taught me and I remembered it. I studied it.
Yes.
I wrote it down. I was like, I am not about to forget these recipes or what they taught me or how to cook. And so I used that as part of my game strategy also, because I thought, you know what, if I can cook, if I can clean, if I can talk to them and be their sounding board, if I am able to connect with these house guests on a deeper, more meaningful level, speak with them about their personal lives, have them trust me and want to talk to me and want to be my bestie as well, then I will succeed at this game. And I used every strategy that I've learned in life, not just in the cooking show, but just in life. I also work in casting. So I knew coming in, I was going to use the skills I've learned in casting people to work my magic in the Big Brother house with a social game.
So let's talk about the jury house, because there's a few things that I want to know. First of all, did you hear that moment from the live streams and everything of Kelly saying that she wishes that you would have been first to go into the jury house so you can spend your anniversary alone?
I heard that, yeah. It's so crazy.
Any thoughts on that? And then I heard that you were buddying up to Kelly in the jury house. So any thoughts and opinions now?
Look, I leave the game in the game. And in the jury house, Kelly and I did become friends. And I'm not gonna lie, I truly like her. I think she's really fun. She's quirky. She and I didn't get along at all in the game. We never saw eye to eye. But now I do feel that she and I really could be friends. I could see that happening. I've talked to her since the show. And in the jury house, the game is done. So you kind of just form different relationships with people.
When you guys were all having your kind of moment, one of the last episodes, all the jury members talking about the potential of, Vince or Morgan or Ashley, it seemed from the edit that you were more on a Vince train in those moments. Yeah. And I want to know, when you all were walking into that finale on finale night, not knowing who the final two were going to be, was the jury feeling more like it was a Vince or a Morgan game? Like, when do you think that it clicked that, oh my gosh, Ashley could win this?
Okay, no, I saw the edit and I was like I wish they would have showed the whole entire jury roundtable, because I said specifically at the jury roundtable, I said, we cannot pretend that Ashley could not win one of those parts 1 or 2 in that final HOH and actually win part 3. She might evict Morgan because she's very smart. She's a lawyer. She's educated. She's smart in this game. She's a fan of the game. And I said, and if she does that, that is the biggest game move of the season. And so as you could see during the finale, I screamed when Ashley evicted Morgan. I knew she won the final HOH because I knew at that point she was going to win the whole show, because every other person in that jury was on that Ashley train because of that argument. Because I had said, look, we have to give credit where credit is due. She won competitions when she needed to. And everyone that would come into the jury house, I would also play that game with them, saying, look, what Ashley won that first veto when she needed to, because she would have gone home. Ashley has played an amazing social game. She used me as a shield, as you are supposed to in Big Brother. You should use your allies as shields. If you have an ally who's a bigger target than you, why would you not use them as a shield? So that argument for Ashley's game was made at that jury roundtable. And I think that at that point we knew walking in, if Ashley was going to do that she would have won. And I knew that everyone was going to vote for her. And I assumed Morgan wouldn't, because she didn't know, she was just coming out. So that was something that I'm not sure why they showed the Vince train edit so much. And look, I did say Vince made great moves, and he did. And at the end of the day, did Vince play, a good Big Brother game? He played Big Brother, right? Like, he did play a Big Brother game. But by doing that, he also burned the jury. And you have to remember that at the end of the day, the jury has the, power, right? Like, you can play Big Brother however you want, but at the end of the day, if the jury doesn't want to vote for you, you're not going to win. Same with a show like Survivor. So you always have to remember, you are playing the game that you want to play, but you have to also remember you have to have jury management, and you have to play that jury as well.
Oh, 100%.
Which Ashley did amazingly. And Ashley did that flawlessly. People were so excited to see Ashley up there against Vince. The entire jury was so happy to vote for Ashley over Vince.
Well, many fans wanted you on an All-Star season, and there were rumors that you were going to be on when Janelle came back, when Ian came back, when everybody kind of came back there. Was there any truth to those rumors?
Yeah, 100%. I wish I would have been on that season. I really wanted to go. I tried to I tried to ask production if I could go, but I was pregnant. So there was no way I couldn't go because I was pregnant. But I tried everything I could think of to get in that house. I feel that I would have, I know they couldn't have someone pregnant on the show, but I feel that I would have been a great addition to that all-star cast.
Oh, I think you would have 100%. And, looking at it after you were off the show and interviews, you said that you wouldn't want to do a Big Brother again unless it was a more compact season, maybe a couple of weeks to be able to do. However, the recent past 2 days, Xavier posted on Twitter, "Winter is coming." Andy said that the official BB Instagram account finally followed him after 12 years. June says she feels a winter season is imminent. And the BB Instagram posted a winner's tribute video for 25 years. I know that you just got off, but if there was an all winners knocking at your door and your girl, Miss Ashley, was also there, do you think that you would want to go back? Or do you feel like, hey, maybe, I really only want to do a couple of weeks thing?
I can only do a couple weeks. I felt that this season was it's so hard with two kids and my husband. And I wanted this third time to be my chance to put a bow on my Big Brother career and to be able to say, look, I went in 3 times. I tried to be the first 2-time Big Brother winner. I was going to play a totally different game strategically and socially. And I did that and I accomplished that goal. I was never eliminated, or I was never evicted. I was eliminated. So at the end of the day, I think that my Big Brother career has really, it's been up, it's been down, it's been all around, but I could not do another 90-day season. It just would never be in the cards for me. But Adora wants to do it, so we have to rally behind Adora in 12 years.
Well, I do. I want to talk to you about your kids. So Adora and Adler, how much do they know that you are the icon, the reality television mama? Like, how much do they see of your stuff that you have done? And then how much, like, are they in the dark about?
I think they see everything. I always show them the shows. They are hit or miss if they want to watch it or not. Even with Brendon had watch parties every Thursday this year. And the kids, I think he said half of the time they were watching the iPad and then half of the time they were watching the TV. Adler, of course, he's only 4.
Yeah.
But Adora, she is really into it now. So before in the past, I think she's kind of been hit or miss on it, not really caring. But now this Big Brother season, she said, "Oh, mommy, I want to do Big Brother and I'm going to do Big Brother." So she's just kind of even saying she's going to do it. So I'm like, okay, well, I hope you do. I hope you get on. I hope you meet your showmance. And I think it would be really fun to watch her playing, especially since Brendon and I met on the show.
Yeah. And to that point, your husband, I will say, in watching your seasons of Big Brother, watching your exit interviews from years ago, watching, your Better with Brentral series, everything that you have done, I will say that the support and love that you guys both have for each other is literally like out of a Hallmark movie. And I'm not lying about it. I have never seen a couple just be so supportive. I mean, to a T. When you were eliminated, the amount of love that he was coming out and being your biggest supporter on, social media. And it's really, really amazing to see, especially for people that, are in relationships or are in longer term relationships. So being in a relationship for 15 years, what would you say is the importance of keeping up those behaviors for each other? Because we know they can fall by the wayside.
Yeah. I think it's so important to always be your spouse's number one fan and to just look at your partner and just remember the love, what made you fall in love with them. At the end of the day, like Brendon and I have this incredible love story. We've gone on all these adventures and experienced so much of life together. But I think that every couple gets that, right? Like in different ways, it looks different to everyone. But I believe that as long as you look at the positives of the person that you're with and remember why you fell in love with them. Remember why you're there in that moment with them. I mean, I look at Brendon, he still gives me butterflies and he is so supportive of me and I'm so supportive of him. And we both want each other to succeed. We both want to see the best for each other. And I do think that is something that comes with maturity and with the relationship. And like we've had our ups and downs. We've had our, moments where we had to have that like going back and forth. But at the end of the day, when you care about someone, you work through all of those issues. Mm-hmm. So I think the best advice to give people is just to be patient, be fully in love and fully with your partner, accept them for everything, the good, the bad, and just be supportive because, that's the person that you have and that's your family.
And we saw that support in, your Better with Brentral series when you made the move from Los Angeles to Alabama for your husband, for his job. So there was an emotional watching it, emotional seeing you, kind of have moments of leaving something that you had invested in and loved and going somewhere where it's totally new to you. Like looking at years, 2-3 years, whatever it has been, how are you now in Alabama and how do you like it? Like, how's your emotional range?
I love it here. That's what I was saying in the house too is really interesting. I had this talk with Vince and he said, was it hard? He did ask me if it was hard to move to Alabama and leave everything. He's like, how do you just do that? And I said, well, at the end of the day, I'll do anything for that man. I would follow Brendon to Mars. I would, if he said we're going to be the only people in the colony of Mars, I would say, let's do it. Yeah. Like, why not? I'm with you. So I feel like I love Alabama. The people are so nice. I'm making friends here, and I'm just going to support Brendon's career, whatever he chooses. And his job, my job is kind of all over. Like, I could be in LA, I could be here, I get to work remotely. But for Brendon, he is glued to a hospital that he's working at and a university that he works with. So wherever he ends up, like, I'll be there and I'll be supporting him. And I'm excited to go on whatever adventure that man wants to take me on.
I love that. And I mean, it's just, like I said, it's really apparent the love that you guys have for each other. And I think that is amazing. You mentioning going from one place to another. What is it like going from the Big Brother house back to real life? Like, you no longer have a microphone on you. There aren't cameras anywhere. Like, is it difficult to adjust back?
Oh, thank God. I'm so happy. I was so ready to be off of the live feeds all the time.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it is. I love living in the Big Brother house, and I love that game so much, but being out of there is the best feeling in the world. But adjusting back to reality after season 12 and 13 was very hard. So I've tried to reach out to my castmates to talk to them, and I've had long conversations with a lot of them to see if they needed help adjusting back to the real world. It is a big change, and so many things are different when you go into Big Brother and then you come out and people now recognize you. They know about your game. They know a little bit about you as a person. So it is really an interesting change going back into the real world. But I've done this 15 years I've done this for. So for me, coming home, it's no big deal. I, go to the grocery store in sweats. People say, oh, hey, Rachel, great game. I feel like they don't even care here. They're like, this is just another day for Rachel. So it's very much my career at this point. Mm-hmm. But for my new house guests, I understand it is extremely overwhelming and overstimulating sometimes for them to transition. You know what? And I've listened to a lot of my friends' podcasts and a lot of other people coming off, and they said that they had issues with like adjusting to, is this person scheming against me? Are they talking about me behind my back?
Well, I never thought about that.
Yes. So I think people have had issues with adjusting to the betrayal and the backstabbing, and just, you think that are they saying this because they really are, they mean it or whatever, but in real life now, because we're in there for 80 days, so it becomes such a reality, it does take a few months to adjust, thinking, no, that was just a game. Like, this is real life. Nobody is trying to backstab me at the grocery store. Like, nobody is just, talking about me and pulling me into a room. I even know some of my, Frankie Grande did a podcast, and he said that he would pull, like, even at Thanksgiving after he got off the show, he was pulling his family members into other rooms, whispering with them. And I was like, Frankie, whispering? They're like, you don't have to whisper anymore. Yeah. So it is an adjustment.
I want to talk about your adjustment from being a cocktail waitress to then being in casting to going into the Big Brother house. What skills from casting helped you in Big Brother this time around?
The skills from casting, really, I learned so much in my profession as a casting like a casting director and a casting producer, just from the fact that the questions that you ask people and how you have to get to know them, I think are so valuable in a strategy game like Big Brother or a Survivor Traders, whatever, because you have to get to know people in my business as casting. You have to get to know them on a different level anyways, and it has to be quick because we are casting these people we have like a month with them, you know what I mean? And I have to figure out if they are going to mesh well with another person, or if they're going to be good on television, or if they're telling me the truth, or what their personality is, what they like, what they don't like. So because I was able to learn those skills in casting, I think that was really easy for me to transfer those skills into the Big Brother house and get to ask people questions like what motivated you to be here? What is your greatest accomplishment? Tell me about your biggest loss. Tell me about a time when you realized that you needed to move on from something. So these type of questions are so instrumental in getting to know people on a deeper level that you probably wouldn't ask a stranger or a new friend or someone you met at the bar. You're not going to say, tell me about your life's greatest accomplishment. Or, I'm not going to say, so take me back to a time when you had your greatest loss. Like, if someone said that to you in a normal date, you would be like, what is wrong with this person? But that's a question I ask when I'm, when I'm trying to assess someone in a casting situation. Also, reading people and picking up on bullshit in the casting room has really helped me in the Big Brother room. I was really able to pick up on bullshit so much this season when people would just lie to my face, or I could tell if they were trying to manipulate me or if they were playing me. There's even a scene in one of the episodes when I was able to call Vince out on his fake crying. I was able to tell that when Keanu was trying to get me evicted, and he's like, I never said that. And I was like, now I kind of think you did because of the way you're reacting. So I was able to use those skills I learned in casting to transfer that into the Big Brother house. And I mean, I think it worked really well. And I think that's one of the other reasons why I was able to stay so long, because you're not going to pour your heart out on that deep of a level and then want to get someone evicted.
Yeah. And when it comes down to you doing casting, has there ever been a moment, or like, have you found the next Rachel Reilly? Do you ever be like, oh my gosh, she's almost like me, or they're almost like me? Like, do you ever see that?
All the time. And I love it so much. And then I love doing dating shows because I get really excited when I talk to a girl or a guy, and then I talk to the person that they will be perfect with. And I just get so excited because I'm like, oh my God, you're saying exactly what this other person was saying. And you can't tell them, of course. Yeah. But like that, I think that gets me more excited than even finding someone who I think will be the next Rachel Reilly, because you never know how they're going to actually perform. And I think I get so excited sometimes about people, and then you see them on the shows and you're just like, well, I was expecting a little bit different or a little more, or they tell you what you want to hear and they kind of are able to go through the whole process saying what they think that you want to hear. But when I find people that I think would have great chemistry together, I get very excited because I know immediately that they will absolutely have great chemistry. And that is something I don't think that we are genuinely wrong about. So I think that's one of the more exciting parts about working in casting, is when you get to hook people up and they find that connection that they might not have already found.
Rachel, I think that we just came up with your new TV show. You need to be the new matchmaker, and literally you start off the show and you're like, I found the love of my life on Big Brother, and I'm a casting producer, but the thing you don't know is I love putting people together. And I think that you should that's what you should do. I could see this working for you so well.
I kind of love that idea, and I do love getting people together, and I love when you interview someone and you know they're going to fit so well with someone else. It's so exciting. And I love the stories. Like, I work on The Golden Bachelor, and the stories that people tell me are so, they're so cute and they're so sweet, and the wisdom. And then they give me their little bits of wisdom, and I just absolutely love it. It's my favorite thing.
See,
so I love that. Let's do this show. I love it.
I love it. That's gonna be the next show that you're on. Forget Big Brother again.
Perfect.
Let's give you. You can be the host.
Let's do this one.
The host.
I love
it. Brendon had mentioned in multiple things that he kind of was like, I wouldn't say sought out, but he didn't apply for Big Brother originally. He kind of was hit up, and I know that now in this day and age, maybe 30 to 40% potentially of a cast can be recruits and not people who applied. A lot of times fandom can be like, I don't like the recruits. I want people who play the game, who know every in and out about it. What is your opinion on recruits versus people who actually apply and that are fans?
I like both. So this is the thing. My opinion on recruits is that they're either going to be a big hit or a big miss. And there's never an in-between on any recruit. I do appreciate having a recruit because they're someone that does bring a fresh perspective to the game. They can, if they do their homework. See, this is the thing. If the recruits do their homework, then I feel that they could be really valuable in a game like Big Brother or like Survivor. They're usually someone that is sought after for a certain thing that the cast is missing or a certain thing that the network is looking for. So I do love that part of a recruit. However, I do not enjoy when a recruit does not do their homework. Unfortunately, someone like Zay this season, for me, really was disappointing as a recruit because he could have been so great. He had a great personality. He was obviously attractive. Like, he could have been such a great Big Brother player. However, he didn't do his homework. He didn't even know what a veto was. So that was very disappointing to me coming in as a super fan and a legend of the show, knowing that there's someone that's playing this game with me who doesn't even know how to play this game and didn't do their homework to know what needs to happen to make these next game moves and to strategically, play the game. Unfortunately, even super fans sometimes mess up. They don't make strategic decisions, like an Ava who, didn't want to always listen to me. And she is a big fan of the show. But unfortunately, when it came to that hamster wheel, she didn't want to make a strategic call on who should go into the hamster wheel first. So that does happen with, super fans as well. So you can't really predict how people are going to behave, but I do appreciate a super fan. I do appreciate a player like a Vince who really wants to be there, and they're going to play with their whole heart. They're going to do as much as they can, and sometimes they overgame, and sometimes they are messy, and that's okay. We love a messy gamer. It's fun to watch as a viewer, but I think we get a good mix when you have recruits and when you have super fans. However, we do need the recruits to do their homework. Like, just period.com. If you're going to go on the show, do your homework.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Watch a breakdown of everything. Go on YouTube and just watch the history of Big Brother in 30 minutes,
Exactly.
Do something.
Exactly. And I mean, look, they have a full however many days in sequester. They can request DVDs. They can request information. I think that has been monumental in the seasons previously when they've been given DVDs and when they have had to watch the show, and they have all this time to watch the show, to learn about the show and to study the show. And Big Brother is such a strategic and social game at its core. Like, of course you have to have power to do well in that show, and competitions are so important for Big Brother, but at its core it is a social and strategic game. It is about who you want to keep in that house and keeping people that want to keep you there. So if the players don't understand that, then they're never going to be successful in the game of Big Brother.
After your success of your Big Brother win, you went on The Talk and with Miss Julie Chen-Moonves. You also had the most random people on this table. You had Molly Shannon and Kris Jenner. So I want to know, throughout your whole career, who has been the celebrity that you were the most excited to meet, or somebody that you didn't even know that you were going to meet that you did meet?
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's a great question. There's been so many because I also used to host a reality talk show. So I got to meet a ton of reality stars on that show. I mean, I'm such a fan of reality television, unscripted television in general. And so anytime I get to meet someone from a show, I do get excited. And they don't have to be like the biggest person on the show. They could be like, you were in 2 episodes, but you made a big difference. And I just love people that play this show, that play the game if it's a competitive show, or if it's a docu-follow. I love the people that go in there and they're not afraid to bare their whole soul and to be a person that is interesting to watch. So I love making good television, and I love, talking to people that make good television. So I really don't know who the number one person I was the most excited to meet was, but I would argue that I get excited to meet everyone because I love unscripted TV. So I really enjoy meeting the people that are putting it together or that are on the show. And by the way, I fangirl out over the producers, over the people that are doing the show, because they're the ones also behind the scenes. We don't give the behind the scenes team enough credit either.
Speaking of a celebrity that I want you to talk about, Let me pull this out. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah, of course.
This?
Yep.
This lovely memory. You on the cover of a magazine with Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. Now, I want you to describe this moment in this day for me, because this is iconic.
That is iconic. Okay, so when I found out about it, I called my mom and I cried. I said, "Mom, this is going to change my life." And she's like, "What happened?" And I was like, "I'm going to be on the cover of a magazine with Steven Tyler. I'm going to his house in Boston. We're going to film in his garage. We're going to do the photo shoot at his house with his motorcycle company." I got to go to, so I was Miss Sturgis. I got to go to Sturgis, South Dakota, and I got to introduce them on, well, not Steven, but Kiss on stage, Kenny Chesney on stage. It was the most iconic, being Miss Sturgis, I guess, was like such a crazy part of my life. And just doing that photo shoot with Steven Tyler was so amazing. He was so nice, of course. But yeah, I will not, I mean, I have it framed at my house too.
I'm going to take that one and frame it at my house.
Right? Literally, it's such a cool thing. And you know, it's cool because I did that before Big Brother. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I always like to tell my husband, I'm like, "See, look, before you knew me on Big Brother, I was cool too."
You once tweeted, "Have you ever had DiGiorno for lunch and Little Caesars for dinner?" My question to you is, what is your favorite pizza brand of all time?
I love that you found that tweet. Okay, that's a mom quote. Absolutely a mom quote. My favorite pizza brand. Ooh, you know, I think I love Papa John's, which is crazy, but I love that butter, and I love that they come with the banana peppers. I know, it's so good. Why is it so good? Why is it so good? I know. And
you know as you're eating it that it's bad for you, but you do not care.
It's so unhealthy.
You literally are just dipping it in butter. You're like, yes.
The whole thing. And you know that this pizza crust was dipped in butter, and you know that they put sugar in it, and you know that you're eating something that is going to kill you and clog your arteries, and you just don't care because it's so good. And then you say, like, you give me more because I just need more. Yes. But I will say there's no other pizza butter like that, because the Little Caesars tried to copy it.
They did.
It's not the same.
Nope.
They did, and it's not the same. The Domino's tried to copy it, and it's not the same. I just think there's something about that Papa John's with that butter sauce that's just so perfect and satisfying. And then a beer, like, yes. I'm like such a pizza and beer girly. I didn't realize that until I talked about beer like all the time on Big Brother. I thought I was a wine girly. And then in the Big Brother house, I was telling all the house guests all the time about the different beers and about different hops and hop levels and sour beers. And I was just like, wait, maybe I like beer. So I guess I'm a pizza and beer girly.
Hey, we'll go with that. Let's talk about some other of your faves. What is your favorite movie?
Ooh, great question. So my favorite movie of all time is silly, but it's Clueless.
Yes.
I know. It's just such a fun movie, and I love the relationships in it. Dion and Cher have the best, cutest relationship. Mm-hmm. It's like the outfits are iconic. It's such a cute little love story at the core. The quotes, as if, are just so good. It makes you could put on Clueless if you're having the worst day ever, and it will make you happy.
That's
it's not that
true.
Deep. Exactly.
100% true.
It does the job.
And a young Paul Rudd. I mean,
what I know, honestly, like chef's kiss on that one. And he still looks the same, which is crazy.
Yes. Crazy. Insane.
I know. Insane.
What about TV shows? Are you like more of a scripted, unscripted docuseries? Like, what do you like watching TV-wise?
I love television just in general, and I also really appreciate it, but I love unscripted. I am an unscripted girly. To my core, I watch Big Brother, I watch Survivor, I watch Amazing Race, I watch The Traitors, I watch Love is Blind, I watch, Love Island. So you put on an unscripted show, I'm gonna watch it. The Valley, The Housewives, Drag Race. I mean, honestly, the unscripted series that we've been getting have been they have been feeding us, right?
They really have.
We have been fed for the past few years with these unscripted series. And working in unscripted television for so long, I have a new level of appreciation for it in general. As far as scripted, I love over the top, anything very dramatic, fantasy, funny, fun. I'm like a big HBO scripted girly, so I love Game of Thrones. I love Hacks, which, by the way, Hacks is such a good show.
It is so
It's
good.
so good. It's so good. I know. And I love their relationship dynamics.
Yes.
And I love the writing. The writing is iconic. I love that show. So I think I'm really like a HBO, like scripted series kind of girl.
Now, what about your favorite album of all time? Because I will say, when you're in the Big Brother house, I believe that the album that you had for your HOH was Circus by Britney Spears, if I'm correct.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm a big Britney fan, so I want to know, you, album-wise, are you a Britney fan for the best album of all time, or you have another one?
I think Britney, because overall, in the jury, I was going through my albums of all times. So I had some Miley Cyrus, I had some Spice Girls, I had some Ace of Base in there, I had Sabrina Carpenter, I had Britney. So I think for overall, and I had the Taylors, I feel like we had like 5 different Taylor albums in there, Taylor Swift. But I will tell you, and Beyonce too, I think Britney Spears' Circus album of all time is one of my favorites because everything. It's such a good album. It's such a vibe. It was a great Britney era. We got the best costumes. We got the VMAs that era. Like, just in general, like, give me more of the Britney in the Circus era. It was everything about it. You know what I mean? Like, I loved it. So I think that might be my favorite of all time.
And when you go to a movie theater, what are you getting for your snack when you go into the movie theater?
Okay, so I'm not going to lie. If I'm going to go to a movie, I am going to get popcorn and I'm going to put a ton of butter on it. And I am going to get a soda, like a giant soda. I'm going to get candy. I love putting M&Ms inside my popcorn. Listen, none of this is healthy. But you know what? If you're going to go to a movie, you're going to go to a movie. You're going to have fun doing it. I am just going to load up on the Reese's Pieces. My kids love Sour Patch Kids, so we do a lot of Sour Patch Kids. But for me, it's all about the buttered popcorn.
That's it right there. The buttered popcorn. Yeah. That was my first job, was working at a movie theater. And
oh, was it? How fun!
Literally, I came up with the most weird concoctions. I would make the popcorn fresh, then I would get the nacho cheese from the nachos, dip the popcorn in the nacho cheese, and then put a jalapeno on top of it. That right there.
I'm going to try that. That sounds incredible.
It is
oh
so
my God,
good.
I'm literally going to try that. That sounds amazing.
It's so good.
Done. I'm doing it on my next trip. Have you ever had pickles in your soda, by the way?
No.
As a movie theater person. Okay, so I'm surprised because this is a movie theater concoction I learned from back in the day. We used to put pickles and jalapenos inside of our Cokes. It was incredible. I don't know why. It barely tastes like you barely taste it, but it's just something that's fun, and it just adds that like extra little bit to like whatever you're drinking. It's amazing.
Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna have to try that. You try that, and I'll try yours.
Yes. And I'm literally, next time I go, we're gonna go see Hocus Pocus at the Alabama Theater on this Friday. So I'm 100%. I'm gonna get my popcorn. I'm gonna get the nacho cheese and the jalapenos. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna text you. Yeah, we'll talk about it. I'll either be like, this was a horrible idea, or I'll be like, this is the best thing that I've ever tried.
Well, as our time is coming to a close, I have a few closing questions for you. Jeff Probst mentioned on the Emmys red carpet that you should apply for Survivor. And I know that you kind of put something out on your story the other day that, hey, maybe I should do a video. Are you applying to be the first person to do Amazing Race, Survivor, and Big Brother. And do you think you should do it?
Absolutely think I should. Listen, like I said, my story's not over. And I feel like being a robbed queen, as we said, needs to have a story finisher. And I think going on Survivor would be that for me. I would absolutely love to do it. I've been a huge Survivor fan since the 2000s. I modeled a little bit of my gameplay this season off of Boston Rob when he played with all his new cast in, was it the Island of no, not Island of Idols. It was the, oh my gosh, why can I not think of that season? But anyways, Boston Rob played with all newbies. He won that season, his first win, and that was some of the way that I modeled my gameplay this season. And I would absolutely love to play Survivor. I think it would be so fun. All my friends told me I could do it. I did Snake in the Grass with Sari and Stephanie, and they said, look, you can do this. You can be in the jungle. We were in the middle of the jungle of Costa Rica, camping out, and I was totally fine with it. So they're like, you'll be fine on Survivor.
Now, how does it feel being a gay icon?
Oh my God, thank you. It feels incredible. I think I won the award from you just saying that.
You did.
Yay, I win at life. That is my dream, actually. So thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
I love it.
Your return to Bold and the Beautiful is coming up soon. And
Yay! I'm so
you are, I believe, the only Big Brother house guest to have the most appearances on Bold and the Beautiful. Yes. What can the fans expect, and how was it being back on set?
It was so fun to be back on set of Bold and the Beautiful. I absolutely love the team over there. They came to my wedding back in 2012. So yeah, I mean, I feel like they're a part of the Big Brother like legacy because they always have Big Brother people on Bold and the Beautiful. Maybe we need some of the Bold and the Beautiful characters on Big Brother. That would be
cool.
That would be kind of cool. That would be fun. But being on set with Bold and the Beautiful is always a great time. I absolutely love them. So the character I play on this Bold and the Beautiful, on these episodes, is totally different than any other character I've ever played. And I think it's very interesting and very fun. It was fun to just be able to play around, to just kind of bring the comedy into it. So you will see me playing someone totally different that I've never been. And that, for me, made the whole experience because I got to really just play and have fun and laugh with the other actors, and I love going there. So they're part, and it's crazy. I've known them now since 2010, so 15 years, which is iconic as well. And I don't know if I said this, but I think in the interview I might have said it. Bold and the Beautiful was my Nana's story. You know how our Nanas always say, your grandma say, this is my story, son.
Yes.
I have to watch my story. So this Bold and the Beautiful was my Nana's story. Growing up, we watched Bold and the Beautiful. You better know what the Foresters are doing. You better know what the Slater, so we had Bold and the Beautiful watch parties the first time I went on it. My Nana was so cool. Excited. Yeah, so she's since passed, but I feel like I'm still living her legacy.
That is awesome. And that's so cool. That's something that you guys all did together too.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So since this show is called Exposed After Dark, Jimmy recently, from your Big Brother season, he goes on TikTok quite a bit and he will say things and he'll be like, oh, I didn't know. A lot of you guys may not know, but on Big Brother, you don't actually see Julie Chen in the diary room or whatever. And he's like, I thought it's just common knowledge. What is something being in the Big Brother house that you don't think that the outside public knows?
I know now they know because they played it on one of the episodes that we have music. We get 3 songs every morning. So I think that is something, that was my original answer. And then I was like, oh, I didn't realize they played that on the episodes. Let's see, what else do we not know? So you might not know about slop, and slop recipes have evolved and changed over the years. So the first slop when I was on Big Brother 12 was a bucket of whatever the heck was in that bucket. And it was grainy and it had like powder in it. And it was totally gross. And we used to have to make it and just only mix it with water. But now the slop is like steel cut oats. It's a vitamin supplement. It's a mineral supplement. And then you add protein powder to it. So it's actually a recipe. So when people ask, what is slop? What does it taste like? You could actually make it because it's literally protein powder, a vitamin and mineral supplement, and steel cut oats. So the slop has kind of evolved throughout the years. Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. And I don't think that the audience at home knows that. They don't really cover slop as much
They
anymore.
don't.
No.
I'm like, I want to see
have, like,
it.
Food challenges. I know. Remember back in the day, they would like put the slop on the table.
Yes.
And it would look gross. And everyone would be like, ew, I don't want to eat that. Now it's just like, okay, well, you're a have-not. You're on slop for the next 3 weeks. That's kind of the extent of it.
And my last question for you is, what is next for Rachel Reilly? What do you have coming down the pipeline, or what are you excited for? I know that there's the potential of like, are you still doing cruises? What's the tea with everything?
Yeah, so we are still doing cruises. We're planning one for November of 2026. So that announcement should be out soon. We just haven't finalized the exact dates, and we're waiting on the Royal Caribbean for everything like that. But that will be coming out soon. And then as far as other television appearances, you will be seeing me on your television again. So don't worry, don't fret. I'll be on Bold and the Beautiful. I believe I'll also be doing something else fun that I'm filming in January, which that will be all over my timeline, of course, when that happens. But I want to continue in casting. I want to continue in producing. I would absolutely love more than anything to really get behind the camera and work on developing something, work on producing more. I've had these amazing opportunities in front of the camera and I love them. But for me, I think staying in unscripted behind the camera is kind of my next goal, and just being able to create my own projects and like I don't have to even be in them. I just want to create projects and develop things and produce things. So I think we'll see some of that as well.
It's so exciting. And like I told you, we're going to get you hosting that dating show. That's what we need.
I love that. I love the dating show idea. That sounds so fun. I'm all about that.
Well, Rachel, I cannot thank you enough for sitting here and chatting with me. It is an absolute pleasure and honor to be chatting with the legend herself.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'm going to hit up Ryan and be like, when are you coming down? We're going to have an overlap in some shape, form, or way.
Yes. Okay, put me in that group chat.
I will. I'll get you in the group chat.
We're coming in December. Yes,
okay, it's going to be done. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you.
I am Joseph Shepard. This is the phenomenal Rachel Reilly. Until next time, bye guys.